If you're a coach, consultant, or agency owner in 2025 and you want to scale up your business to 100K per month, don't start a personal brand. And I know this might sound very controversial for some who have been watching my videos, it might sound hypocritical, but the truth is, starting a personal brand is the old way. And I'm going to tell you what alternative approach you should take in order to scale your business and why it's the correct approach. But first, I really want to address the fact that why having a personal brand is not the best thing you can do for your coaching business in 2025. So number one, it doesn't attract your ICP. When you're creating personal branding content, it's extremely broad. Like it's not for one person. And when your content is for everyone, essentially, it attracts no one. So you need to understand, and that means you have no leads, you'll get no sales, and essentially your coaching business will not scale. So that's the first reason why having a personal brand is not the best fit. And I also want to add on to the fact that obviously you're not going to get any sales, but also then there's no point of you creating content, because the main reason why you're creating content as a coach, as a consultant, is to get leads, is to get business, and is to get actually like scale up your coaching business. And if you're not even getting that from your content, then is there any point of creating content? No. Now, the second point is that there's no structure in your content. What I mean by structure is that no one really knows what you talk about. Your content is literally all over the place. Your topics are all over the place. You don't have content pillars, like 4 to 5 content pillars that you elaborate on. No one can really recognize you because they don't know what you're talking about. Every single day you have a different topic to talk about, which is not even in your industry, not even related to your niche. So obviously they're going to think of you as a creator rather than a business owner. And that would really hurt your business. There's no structure in your content, that means there's no sales in your business. Now, the third reason is that it doesn't work effectively in 2025. Like I said, personal branding does not work effectively in 2025 because it's too broad, and essentially what happens is that there's a much better way to get more leads for your from the content you create. And also, even like in personal branding, you would need probably like millions of views to or in order to get clients. But with the new approach I'm going to tell you, you would just need around 100 to 1,000 views on YouTube. One, and the final one essentially is that personal branding is for low ticket products. Now, if you're running a low ticket product and all of that stuff, by all means you should have a personal brand. And in fact, every single person out there, whether your account is public or private, you do have a personal brand. It's just some choose to leverage it for the business, while others just use to fall into the trap and actually just scroll. So instead, this is essentially for low ticket products. Like, for example, let me discuss um, Iman Gadzi. He is he has a big personal brand, but it actually serves him because he runs multiple low ticket products such as Hills, and his courses, all of that stuff. So basically, it's good for him. Same is the case with Daniel Dallin or some other people. Where whoever runs a low ticket product, you should have a personal brand because it will serve you, and the more you should attract the masses, since your product is low ticket and like it can almost serve everyone. But if you are obviously you're a high ticket coach, creator, consultant, you shouldn't have a personal brand, because then if you attract the masses, most of them would be unqualified to actually get your offer, so most of them won't even be able to afford it. So instead, it's better to attract few people, but the few people that you attract are ready to buy and nurtured to your offer. So this is why you shouldn't start a personal brand in 2025. Now, what you should do instead is build a micro niche brand. And I'm going to explain why you should have a micro niche brand is because of these 4 reasons, and they're literally going to blow your mind away. And then you're going to be like, why didn't I start a micro niche brand in the first place? Now, the first thing is that it's made for people selling high ticket. And I know a person who is selling high ticket, whether you're a coach, consultant, agency owner, you are selling high ticket, meaning that your product is ranged anywhere from 3 to 10K upfront or whatever. So this is with the micro niche personal brand, like I said, you don't need to attract many people. You just have to attract your ICP, and your ICP is actually qualified for enough to invest into this price point, which means that you're not wasting your time creating content and actually attracting people that want to buy your offer. So essentially, it's made for people selling high ticket. Like I said, if you're selling low ticket, you should do personal branding. But if you're selling high ticket, your product isn't really made for the masses. Only few people can afford it, and you're only targeting a few people. So that's why one of the reasons why you should have a micro niche brand. The second thing is that it instantly attracts your ICP. Now, the reason why it instantly attracts your ICP is because every single thing that you do in this micro niche person brand is targeted towards your ICP. It's not made for anyone else. The titles you use, the thumbnails you have, all of these things are positioned in a way to attract your ICP. The way, like the script you have, all of those, and these stuff. So essentially, they're made to attract your ICP, no one else. And when your content is really niche down, when your topics just serve a certain niche, then the people who don't align with that will like move away from your video, but the people who really want to watch it and it's made for will click ahead, obviously, if your content is structured in right way, and if you have like outlier videos and stuff. So if you want my help to help you create a micro niche brand and using the social acquisition funnel, go ahead and click the link in the description below. The third thing is that you will have no competition, because you need to understand that when you're creating content, especially when you have a micro niche brand, you're not just trying to compete with everyone else, or you're just making some space for yourself. You have a whole market. You will make your own market. This is you, and this is basically the market is empty because you've made your own market, and the people who align with you will buy your product or offer, and the people who don't will just simply, like I said, they'll move away. So you'll have no competition, because your content will make you essentially just make a market for yourself. Now, the fourth reason is that this will just make you a lot of money, because like I said, these four reasons, they actually tie into each other. You will have no competition, so your viewers will just think as you are the only solution to alleviate their pain points. That's why they're gonna view you as the go-to solution. Then like I said, when your content attracts your ICP, it will make you a lot of money, because when your ICP are watching the video, people who are qualified can invest in your offer. And the third one is that since you're selling high tickets, so even if you get 3 to 5 people from your content per month, you will make a lot of money. So like I said, this micro niche brand approach is the way you should go in 2025. But now let me just run you through the difference. Like, what's the difference between a micro niche personal brand and a personal brand itself? Now, firstly, let's get into the fact that a personal brand is broad and viral. The content you create is, like I said, broad, and it is meant for basically views. It's meant for views, but it's not meant for dollars, and it's meant to go viral. If you don't have a viral video in your personal brand, then that's something to worry about. Now, it's broad and viral, whereas a micro niche brand is essentially niche down and targeted. It's only for a specific viewer, specific person, so that who, like I said, is someone that can invest in your offer. The second thing is that it's meant to get views, not sales. However, a micro niche brand, it's the complete opposite. Your brand is meant to get, it's not meant to get views, and it shouldn't, in the sense that if you're measuring your success to the amount of views you get, that's a wrong success metric. You should change it to the amount of sales you get from a video. For example, a recent video I posted, I think it got around 140 views, but actually when it booked me a call, it only had 100 views. For 100 views, I got one qualified sales call, and that's so crazy, because people usually think that you need thousands and millions of views to get more sales, but that's the complete opposite. The other thing is that you get unqualified viewers, people who can't you guys probably know this by now. People can't afford your offer, they're unqualified, and they're just not meant to see your content. Whereas with a micro niche person brand, you might not get a lot of views, but the views you do get are qualified. Third thing is that when you have a person brand, essentially, and you're like, it's extremely broad, but let me just clarify one thing. All of these things apply for if you're selling a high ticket product. If you're selling a low ticket product or something else, like, this doesn't apply for you. This only applies for you if you're selling a high ticket product. Now, you're seen as a commodity in the sense that your content is extremely broad. It's not it's not niched, and it's like there's no structure, like I said. So people don't really know what you have to offer, what you have to bring to the table. So you're seen as a commodity because there are multiple people with a personal brand. There are multiple generalists, but there are only few experts. So when you have a micro niche personal brand, you are the only plus go-to solution. So this is the difference between a personal brand and a micro niche brand, so that you really understand, like, what's the difference. Why am I making this pivot if you have a personal brand, and if you don't, why should I choose the micro niche brand if you're a coach, creator, consultant, rather than a personal brand. Now, I want to get into the blueprint to actually scale to 100k per month with a micro niche personal brand. So, like, just give me 5 minutes of your time and we'll wrap this up. So I kid you not, if you follow these 4 things, then you will be on your way to scale to 100k per month with a micro niche brand if you have a coaching business. Now, without further ado, let's just get right into it. The first one is executing on outlier videos. Now, I have talked about outlier videos a lot on my channel, so if you need a better understanding, go ahead and watch my the latest video or a few of my videos so you can get a really depth understanding. But service level information, outlier videos are basically videos that have performed well on an average channel that usually doesn't, like, that performs average, and all of a sudden they have a video that does well. So that's an outlier video. Now, the reason why you should execute on outlier videos is because it, for example, if you're operating in the e-com niche and you see a person in the SMMA niche and you see a video idea they do and it went extremely well and their channel usually performs average, then you take that video idea and apply it to your niche. You could do it by, like, obviously seeing other niches and your own niche as well. But essentially, why it's so important, because outlier videos die fast, and when they die when basically they die fast, so that if you can't execute on it on the time being that is given, then you will lose your chance to gain not only a good amount of traction, but the good amount of traction is actually your ICP. So it's not like you're like not going viral, but the views, like, even if you get 1,000 views, those people will be your ICP. That's like, and because it really does well for your channel, more people watch the other videos you've uploaded, they book in a call with you, it just gets a lot of attention on your channel, the right amount of attention as well. Now, the second part is that you have to build trust in yourself, your offer, and mechanism. Now, trust in you is, these are 3 areas you have to build trust in to essentially scale into 100k per month with your micro niche personal brand. The first one is having trust in yourself. Now, the person should have trust in you as a person, especially if you're a coach and you're selling some sort of, like, one-to-one coaching, and people are just getting consultation from you. They need to have trust in you. They need to have trust in you. They need to align with your values and your morals that you're saying, because if they don't, then obviously if they don't relate to you, they're not going to buy from you. They'll be like, okay, this person is just a regular person, I don't think they have been in the same situation as me, or, like, I just don't align with them. So that's why it's extremely important to, like, out of, like, for example, if you upload 10 videos, you should at least have 2 to 3 videos that are videos that build trust in you. So basically your viewer has trust in you. So that's the first thing. They need to have trust in you. Otherwise, I kid you not, if people trust your offer and they trust your mechanism, but they still don't trust you, they won't buy from you. Because, like I said, relatability sells. People buy from people they can relate to. So that's the first part. Second part is having trust in your offer. So they need to understand, like, does this offer actually work? Has it worked for other people? So you can do this by giving social proof, giving client case studies, client interviews. All of this will build trust, in your offer, and people will actually understand that this person is a reputable person and their offer is something that would work, and it's also going to work for me. So they need to have trust in your offer, because your offer is something you're selling, and your offer is something like the result they get from actually purchasing your mechanism. So if they believe in your offer, if they believe in themselves, obviously they can get that results, they will. But it's, having client interviews and all of this stuff will actually gently remind them that your offer works. Now, the third thing is having trust in your mechanism. Now, for example, my mechanism is having a social acquisition funnel. Your mechanism would be something else. So people should basically have trust in your mechanism, your unique mechanism. They should have trust in it, because that's the process they will be going through. And if they don't trust that, then obviously they're not going to invest in your offer in the first place. So the way you can do this is by step-by-step breakdowns, step-by-step breakdowns, how to events, all of this stuff. So basically what this will explain to your audience is that when you walk them through step by step of what your mechanism looks like, they will have a deeper understanding of, okay, this is what I'm getting, and okay, this is how things are going to work. So they would understand how things are going to work, and they're just not getting into something without not knowing what they're going to be going through. So that's the second part. The third part is having quality plus consistency. Now on YouTube, since I'm not even joking, the opportunity of micro niche YouTube channels is absolutely crazy right now, and if you're not capitalizing on it, you're gonna regret it a few months from now, when you because you wouldn't have a system built out, you wouldn't have videos laid to nurture, to convert, to attract attention, which would really be just bad for your business. So instead, you should create content on YouTube, but the content should be of quality and you should post consistently. Now, let's first address the quality part. Now, the reason why you should have quality content is because on YouTube you can make how many long videos you want. Like this video is, I think, reaching the 16-minute mark or something. I'm not really sure, but it essentially tells you that this time you have ample amount of time to nurture your audience. So, but the only way they can actually watch your video through till the end is if your video is educating on them on something that they didn't know of, or you're just saying it in a way that's extremely enticing, extremely they just trust in you enough to actually see your video till the end. But your video, the value you're going to be providing needs to be of quality. They should be like, okay, every time I click on this video, every time they see your face, they should know that, okay, this girl or this guy provides quality videos, so I'm going to watch their video because I'm going to learn something new. So that's the first part. Second is consistency. If you don't post consistently, you're gonna regret in a few years, because like I said, you're not capitalizing on a biggest opportunity that is right in front of you. But secondly, you won't be able to get out there enough to and your audience wouldn't really be able to see you much, and then they would think like, okay, this guy doesn't show up consistently. And obviously when you show up consistently and provide value consistently, they're going to be nurtured more. When they're nurtured more, they buy quickly. So when each time you're not showing up every single week, every single day, and that means you're just reducing the sales, you're just reducing the time people actually, you're just increasing the time people actually buy from you. And that's obviously YouTube loves when people are consistent on their YouTube channel, and they push out that YouTube channel even more. So that's this third thing. The fourth thing and the final thing essentially is that having your YouTube channel conversion optimized. And the reason why this is so important is because the biggest mistake you can make is to go viral but not have systems in place to basically convert. And what this would result in is your videos doing well, but you're not getting any sales. So you need to have the system in place. So what you can do to have a conversion optimized YouTube channel is, first of all, have your description have the best things you need in your description. yeah, basically you need to either put a calendly link calendly link, a type form, lead them to your other socials. Basically that would anything that would make them like, or a landing page, yeah, sorry, landing page. Basically that anything that would lead them to another part of your ecosystem. So like essentially you need to create an ecosystem, so the only way they can convert is the only way they can get out is by converting. So having your description optimized, like pasting, like for example, if you want them to apply for your mentorship, paste your type form and then lead them to your socials or anything. But it needs to, so that when people watch the video and they be like, okay, how can I sign up for this, or like I would want to have a talk with the person to see if this is really a right fit for me, they could go to your description and they can actually check out like, okay, I can book a call from here. So that's the main thing you can do in your YouTube videos. And also having CTAs, so before like in the 30% mark, the 50% mark, and in the 70% mark, and like having CTAs so that people can constantly be aware of the fact that you can help them personally and they don't have to like beat around the bush and stuff. So this is the entire step by step like things you need to actually work on in order to scale to 100K per month. And that this is why you should essentially have a micro niche personal brand over a personal brand itself. Now if you want my one-on-one help to actually help you build out a social acquisition funnel, and if you want to learn more about that, then click the link in the description below. And I really do hope that you got value out of this video. I'll see you in the next one.